Hello, and happy Friday to you. I hope you've had a wonderful week thus far, even though the temperatures may be a little extreme. However, our conversation for today is a very serious conversation because we realize that the impact that the coronavirus have had on our economy, have had on our small businesses, has been, in some cases, pretty devastating. So today, what I'm planning to talk about for just a few minutes is a program, and it's actually a grant program that is designed to help those businesses that have been really devastated. And I use the word devastated quite liberally to try and receive a grant. Now, this is specifically for those that are in more of an entertainment industry. The name of this program is the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant, the SVOP. Now, this program has not officially been launched by the Small Business Administration, but here's what we do know. Timing is everything. And by the end of today's session, hopefully you will understand what I mean when I say timing is everything. So let me tell you about the program details. The Shuttered Venue Operators Grant Program was established by the Economic Aid to hard-hit small businesses, to nonprofits, as well as to venue acts. It was signed into law on December the 27th of 2020, and the program includes $15 billion in grants, not loans, but in grants to shuttered venues, to be administered by the Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Assistance. So the same office that is responsible for Paycheck Protection Program, for economic injury disaster loans, for economic injury disaster advances, the economic injury disaster reconsiderations, for PPP forgiveness. The same office that is responsible for the administration of all of those programs is also responsible for the SVOP. Eligible applicants may qualify for the SVO grants equal to 45% of their gross earned revenue, with the maximum amount available, $10 million. That's not to say what you would be awarded, but if you're one of the larger groups, one of the larger venues, the maximum grant award would be $10 million. Now, $2 billion is reserved for applicants with up to 50 full-time employees. Let's move on. Let's talk about who can apply, because I want you to understand that your eligibility for this program. So who can apply? If you are a live venue operator or promoter, you're eligible. If you have a theatrical production, you're eligible. Your live performing arts organization operators, if you're relevant museum operators, or even if you are a zoo or an aquarium that you meet specific criteria, you are eligible or may be eligible. If you run a motion picture theater and you're the operator and the owner, then you are eligible. Talent representatives and talent managers can apply. And each business entity owned by an eligible entity that also meets the eligibility requirements. So you will be able to apply. Now, here is what I always counsel our clients at the SBDC. Let the organization tell you no. Don't tell yourself no. And what do I mean by that? Is that if you believe that you remotely may qualify for this particular grant, then I encourage you to apply. You don't think you qualify because you know for certain that you're not in the right field or category, then I don't urge you to burden yourself by applying. But if you think you remotely apply, let someone else tell you no, and don't tell yourself no by not applying. Other requirements that you should be aware of is that you must have been in operation by February the 29th. And the venue or promoter must not have received a PPP loan on or after December the 27th. So let me put that another way. if you received a PPP first draw or PPP second draw after this was signed into law on December the 27th, you are not eligible. Okay? So, other information about eligibility will be coming forth very soon. Let's talk about the amount of the grant, which I've already have done, but I want to re-emphasize it one more time. Awards will be either for number one, an eligible entity that was in operation on January the 1st of 2019. The lesser of an amount to 45% of your 2019 gross earned revenue, or $10 million. Number two, an eligible entity that began operations after January the 1st, 2019. The lesser of the average monthly gross revenue for each full month you were operating during 2019, multiplied by the number 6, or $10 million. How do you apply for this grant? Well, I'm glad you asked, but there's one thing you need to know up front. And then remember I said timing is everything. Well, first of all, the program is not 100% ready to be unveiled by the Small Business Administration, but we do know that it's coming. We do know that the SBA and the federal government is committed to this SVO grant, and we do know that it is coming. However, what we want you to know is that there is a sequence to operating, performing on the grant after the grant has been awarded. So after the grant has been opened. So let me go through that very quickly, without a lot of details. I'll be happy to go through some FAQs at our next session. But the SBA is in the process of setting up the grant, so therefore they are not yet accepting applications. But that does not mean that you should not position yourself so that you can become qualified or ready to apply as soon as it is accepting applications. Next, small businesses who have suffered the greatest economic loss will be the first applications processed under the following schedule. Let me repeat that and please pay attention. Small businesses who suffered the greatest economic loss will be the first applications processed under the following schedule. Now, let me decode that for you. What they're trying to do is to make sure that those organizations that suffered the greatest loss will be able to receive this grant before the grant runs out of money. So if you suffered the most, they want to award you first while they have the money. If the program runs out of money before they get to you, then they're out of money, and there's not much you can do about that until Congress decides to refund. So this is why timing is everything. Once they open the applications, their first priority is going to be for the first 14 days of the grant. It's going to go to entities that suffered a 90% or greater revenue loss between April 2020 through December 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The second priority was going to be the next 14 days of grant awards. It's going to go to entities that suffered a 70% or greater revenue loss. The third priority, excuse me, will be beginning on 28 days after the first and second. The third priority is going to go to those entities that suffered a 25% or greater revenue loss between April 2020 through December 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. Supplemental funding available after the first and second priorities. Recipients of the first and second priority round who suffered a 70% or greater revenue loss for the most recent calendar year as of 4/1/21 or later, right? So that's why I said that timing is everything. There will be more information coming forward, but I wanted to at least put it on your mind that if you qualify, if you have a venue operated business, if you're in a shuttered venue business and it has been impacted as it relates to coronavirus, then certainly we want you to be in the best position to receive up to $10 million. The next time we do this, we'll talk about some of the FAQs, or frequently asked questions, surrounding the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant. As I prepare to close, I want to leave a couple of pieces of information with you. Certainly, the Small Business Development Center is here to help. What we would like to encourage you to do is, if you have questions, we want you to know we welcome questions. And we want you to put your questions in our comment section so that we can be better prepared to answer your questions, as well as to get answers to questions we may not even have the answer to. So we invite you to submit your questions. Next, if you have a question, we want you to contact us. And there are two ways you can contact the Tarrant Small Business Development Center. The first is going to be via our website. If you were to go to Tarrant SBDC.org, you then would be presented an option of asking for advisory support, either because of COVID-19 or just for general business. Please select the red button, which is for COVID-19 businesses. We will then be able to put you in contact with any of our COVID-19 advisors. The second way that you can reach us is you can call us at 817-515-2603. It's been my pleasure. My name is Rodney Johnson. I'm the director for the Tarrant Small Business Development Center. We're here to serve businesses, and we're here to help make sure that you either start your business, if that's your intention. We're here to help you grow your business, which is all of our goals. Or we're here to help you sustain your business, which is our greatest priority during these days and times. So we want to thank you for taking the time you've taken to understand what Shuttered Venue Operator Grant is about, and we look forward to bringing you more information in the very near time to come. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.